Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays Planet Coaster. We're kind of struggling here in the early game. We need more rides. People leave the park, they go, there ain't nothing to do here. And I think that's a valid concern. So we are going to, we're going to take a little bit of a financial leap of faith. We're going to take out a loan. It's going to be a $2,000 loan. And a small loan of $2,000. We're going to go rides. We got to put something else down. And honestly, we got a couple of little baby rides, the teacups, Whirly Rig one. I think we should make something a little bit more intense, you know, bring in the older demographic. We honestly can't afford Insanity. We can afford Psychola, but it's going to put us pretty close to being in the red, financially speaking. But you know what? We're going to put it close so that we can maybe save money on scenery. And what I mean by that is, you know, we'll place the entrance, like, here, and then the exit just like that, which should be fine. And then our queue, if we just build it out a little bit, our queue for this and the teacups should be able to share elements, and as a result, we're gonna call this Debt Crazy. As a result, if we put like a tree here, it should affect the teacups, which have a 2% scenery rating, and, or sorry, Madrina's Wild Ride, and Debt Crazy. So let's spend not a lot of money. Let's just put some dang old rocks out there. Now, if we put like an anchor, and remember, these are at 2 and 1%. Banana palm tree, and then, you know, an archer right here. As expensive as that'll be, shooting at an archery target right here. And what's the rating now? 17? 18! Okay, I'm not saying it was, it's gonna save the park, you know? I mean, we did just take out a loan for $2,000 and then, like, immediately spend all of it. But there is some truth to the matter that, you know, you gotta spend money to make money. And the idea here is that with the ride, like, again, we're trying to reach the point at which the guests no longer think there's nothing to do in this park. With 3 rides, 70% of the people leaving were not having a good time. They were saying, you know, this park sucks, I'm never coming back. What we need now is for them to leave, but be happy that they're leaving. And really, we made money that month, and actually it seems like we're making money kind of hand over fist here to start with. We need to get to the point where we can get these challenges done. A coaster with 2 inversions is not really that difficult, I think, to make. A park balance bonus of 20, we will do accidentally. And then, monthly profit from shops and facilities of $500 might take a little longer. I think the challenges, I don't think the challenges are scripted, so it may take you some extra time to get to the point where you get random ones that you want. But we're making money now, and that's awesome. People are, I mean, we're charging people $250 to come in, and we've had a lot more people enter our park. There's not enough to do here. I'm going home. There's good and bad things about this park. Overall, about average. This might seem bad, but we went from 70-30 to 61-37 and 2. So we're making progress. I would love to build a roller coaster next. And in all likelihood, we are not going to be building a custom coaster that's huge and very impressive. We'll start by building one of the prefabricated ones in the game, and we're gonna wait until we have, you know, $5,000 or $6,000 to do that. So it could be another few months here of kind of watching the park go by and maybe placing things as necessary. But we could get to the point pretty quickly where money's coming in. So you know what? Hopefully, if you're playing Planet Coaster at home, you can learn lessons from my play here. 4 rides, 4 rides early. Get cheap versions of 4 rides. People will be happier with your park to stay, to spend money. There's still not a whole lot to do here. And I don't know, maybe if we were more creative with, like, nature, we could make a flower garden or a, you know, a botanical garden sort of aspect, and then people would be more likely to spend time here, and then they'd get hungry, and they'd buy some milkshakes, etc., etc. It's also possible, keep in mind, like, I was previously playing the beta patch, and it's completely plausible that the beta patch just had different balance. Like, people went apeshit over Cosmic Cow milkshakes. They could not get enough of the Cosmic Cow milkshakes. Guests think Lara Croft's hang glider has a long queue time. To be honest with you, I believe you are correct. So you know what? It never used to bring up things like that. I'm going to close down this ride, which is going to cost us, quite honestly, a lot of money. to keep it closed, which is why I have the game paused now. And then we're just going to make a shorter queue. Instead of going like all the way around, well, it wasn't even like that long to begin with. But we're just going to make it even shorter than it already was, because the ride takes a long time. So we'll just make it less real estate, open it back up, and hopefully this will assuage people's concerns. We had like a 19-minute queue time when the line was half full last time, so hopefully we can get around that. Obviously we lost a lot of profit immediately from that, but again, if you want to solve these problems early, otherwise they're costing you money kind of in the background. Park rating change, -4, so that's fantastic. Achieve a monthly profit. The shops one seems like the most easily doable, and yet somehow the most far away as well. Don't talk to me, Geraldo Bab. Queue time, 8 minutes. That seems better. Scenery rating, not beautiful, but at least we got those, you know, Douglas firs in there. And we are making money-ish. Let's take a look at park management again. What do people think? I wish there were more rides. I'm not queuing that long. I'm not queuing that long. The queue for Det Crazy is full. Honestly, I still think this is completely acceptable. What I'm trying to do is, like, you look at this and you go, okay, what can we do? Well, we can start spending money on marketing. And that's good because it gets more people in the door, but almost all of our queues are full anyway, so if we're making mad money on rides, let me guess, too expensive? Oh, I'm not queuing that long to go on the Whirly Rig. Well, we can lower the price on that a little at least. If we're spending more money on marketing, the lines are just going to get more full. You know, the Cosmic Cow milkshakes, I don't expect to be bringing in ridiculous sums of cash right off the bat. So I think marketing should wait until we're a little bit larger. You know, I don't want to bring people into the park and have them hate it. So I'd rather, as long as we're making money, which we seem to be doing a decent job of right now, as long as we're making money, I would rather wait on marketing. Now, research is something I would like to get handled, but we need to kind of get our sea legs under us before I start spending $500 a month on research, because that's pretty much our entire profit right now. How do people feel about Lara Croft Tomb Raider now? And by Lara Croft Tomb Raider, I mean Lara Croft's hang glider. 14 minutes, that's not as bad, and we could probably neutralize that by making the queue a little nicer. How do people feel about Madrinas? I'm not queuing that long. It's a 3-minute queue. Like, honestly, get over it at that point. 18-minute queue, I'm not queuing that long to go on Det Crazy. So we could, and probably should, roll a smaller queue on Det Crazy as well. Although the queue is going to be ridiculously full. So I'll tell you, let's experiment a little bit. Ride's closed. Where's the checklist? I was hoping maybe I could move the, entrance. It doesn't really matter. Okay, paths. I thought that was one of these was the checklist. Oh well. So we've destroyed the queue and cost ours. We probably have to refund like $500 every time we destroy the queue like that. Click on the entrance, maybe? No. Checklist. There we go. Place entrance. We're just gonna place the entrance here, and you know we can always move those scenery elements we already placed. And then just have, like, a very, very, very short queue. At least this means that if you're out there in the park, you can be spending money. And what's your scenery rating? 16%. Honestly, like, has not changed at all. But I will tell you what, we'll move this over here. And we made 136 bucks this month. Considering we did, like, a little... considering we did a little optimization, I'm hopeful that that this is going to be sensible. Now, hopefully, the queue is long enough to fit enough people to actually ride the ride fully once. Otherwise, it's going to be very confusing. And honestly, yes, people are going to be mad that the queue is so short, but you know that hopefully they're spending that time out there buying Cosmic Cow milkshakes. You know? Okay, financially, considering it's 10 a.m. and we've made 400 bucks this month, that's really good. Much better than we've been in the past. How much money did we make from tickets last month? Balance. Rides and tickets. Park entrance tickets, 80 bucks. How many sales did we miss out on from tickets being expensive? 0. Okay, so 250's fine, dude. I'm so unhappy I'm on my way home. But largely, people are actually like, this park was amazing, so I appreciate that. You know what? We're going to start charging $5, and we're at roughly 400 people. Let's start with $4. We're at roughly 400 people. If we start to see that diminish greatly in the next couple of months, let's keep that in mind. The queue for Debt Crazy is full. Well, honestly, make up your mind. Do you want a longer queue that, you know, is going to annoy you? Or do you want a shorter queue that's still probably going to annoy you? Because you're going to be like, I'm not queuing that long to go on Debt Crazy. It's a popular ride, yo. People are going to spend time waiting in line. It's like PAX, you know. People are like, oh, the line's capped. And then they just make another line next to that line. That's how good Debt Crazy is. Because it's not just a roller coaster. It's a satire, you know. It has social commentary. Maybe what this indicates, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna change the queue for this again, even though it's gonna drive you and me crazy. I assure you, because I think that it's probably worse. People leave our park being like, I didn't even get to line up for the ride that I wanted, right? So let's instead make the queue slightly longer, and we'll just have it bend around like this. See. You know, if people complain about that, honestly, at some point, I don't know what to tell you. So, Debt Crazy, you're open for business again. And we're going to make you, like, slightly more expensive to ride because people go apeshit over it. Maybe this is where we start to institute a priority pass because obviously demand is so high that people are, like, invested. I'm just going to move this stuff. Probably stop throwing down scenery that actually costs me money to run, but... that's life, dude. Again, you gotta spend money to make money. And for the first time in a while, that actually seems to not fall on deaf ears. Like, I've taken out loans, but I've started to make a profit. It's the world's smallest profit. You know, I wouldn't really be happy if I was running a theme park and I was making like $1,000 a month in profit. I get that that's money after operating costs, but it doesn't leave you a whole lot of room for growth if you're trying to make the next Six Flags. Our park rating has become better. Shops and facilities made us $85 that month. That's so stupid. We need gift shops. But first, I'm telling you, what's gonna make Northernlion's Funhouse pop off? It's roller coasters, dude. Let me guess, I'm not paying that much to ride Psychola. I did raise the cost. The queue is full. The queue looks fast. That's true. Maybe, you know what? Honestly, there's a lot of families here. They might just be saying this is too intense for us. Yeah, they're still going through. All right. So we're getting to the point where pretty shortly we're going to be able to build our first coaster. It's not going to be a custom coaster to begin with. We also, once this coaster comes in and hopefully starts making us ridiculous money, we can start to talk about doing some research. Because we've almost exhausted all of the pre-made rides. Let's take a quick look at park management. What do we need here? Park was amazing, I don't want to go. There's good and bad things. So now 65% positive, 65% positive, 28% negative, and then, I don't know, 7% of guests are still here or something. Either way, that's really good. That's, I mean, certainly better. I mean, recently we had 70% of people were mad when they left the park, or unhappy at least. And 30% of people were happy. So just the addition of enough rides has made this doable. People are relatively happy to be here. The queue for Debt Crazy looks massive right now. Dude, it's not that bad. The queue sucks. I'll be the first to tell you the queue is hot-ass garbage, but... okay, Cosmic Cow Milkshakes, you're making no money. You're making a very small amount of money. One bathroom for 400 people is probably a little bit unfortunate. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm watching my money roll in here because I'm trying to get to the point where I can actually build a custom coaster. I would like to have $5,000, which is obviously going to take us a long time. We could take out another loan, or we could complete a challenge. But the thing is, I don't know if it's conceivable for me to make $500 from shops and facilities. And if I place like a If I place more facilities, it's possible that it'll drive more demand, but it's also possible that, like, I don't know, maybe people just really are not hungry here. So if I throw down like a chief beef or a hot dog squad, people actually might not be interested. But you know what? Maybe the world is ready for chief beef. Let's see. We'll just throw it. I know it looks hideous. We'll throw a chief beef over here. You saw in the beta version, everyone was like, chief beef. You're not, no, this isn't building 8166. It sounds like a freaking, you know, like human testing is done here. We're gonna call this the Sirloin Lab. And people are already like, it looks busy. I'm going somewhere else. Have we discovered the keys to the kingdom? Our park is finally ready for Chief Beef to take off. This is it. This is our linchpin. First off, don't make the classic mistake I make every time. Bin. Park bin. And you know, you probably want some benches as well. I eat what I want, except on Wednesdays when I'm rudely taken to the Sirloin Labs. Park bench. That's a little 1996 reference for you right there. Right there. Okay, park benches. Again, we're not building anything else over here, so there's no skin off my scrote to put some benches around for people to actually sit on. But as compared to the beta, people seem like a little bit less invested in the whole, you know, bench economy, which is sad. You know, millennials these days just don't care about benches that much. I mean, I can't deny that Chief Beef does look too busy. I'm going somewhere else. And you know where you're going to go to that somewhere else? You're going to go right here. You're going to go to... I was going to put a nice botanical garden here, but y'all love burgers so much. Congratulations. You just introduced another Chief Beef into the economy. There you go. Done. And this is the Sirloin Labs. Or the other one's the Sirloin Labs. This is the Ribeye Emporium. I think it is actually, assuming people come here and they love their burgers so much, I think I will get that first challenge done. Yes! A monthly profit of at least 500 bucks. So first off, now we have 500 bucks profit from Chief Beefs. Who would have thought Chief Beef was like the big deal there. Not only do we get the extra 1,000 bucks, but we are also making more money as a result of the existence of the Chief Beef. I'm thirsty after the Ribeye Emporium. Oh, that's what the Cosmic Cow Milkshake's for, bud. And actually, that's a great point. This Cosmic Cow Milkshakes should now be next to this Chief Beef. Just to provide a little bit more balance to the park here. I don't know if that affects the balance rating. I'm going to assume no. But it does mean that, you know, you're thirsty, now you can go get a drink. Okay, so we are now making money. I'm sorry that it took me so long to get that, or to get a handle on that, but, you know, now that it's done, it's done. Now, I've kind of, like, really shit the bed on building the park layout sensibly. Like, now I can build a path that comes out to here to extend our park in this direction, but it's building it through the exit, so we're gonna be, like, walking past people that are walking in the other direction. It's very inefficient. So instead, I think we should start to expand this area of the park. Because right now, this is just an area where people go to bitch and leave. So let's, now that we have like roughly 5 grand. This coaster, the Madness, does it have 2 inversions? It may. To me, it looks like it does. But, you know, I'm no coaster expert here. So we are going to place the Madness down. And placing it right next to the water, you know, seems nice. Might help our fear rating a little bit. And it just nestles nicely over here. And it gives us an ability to funnel people back into this area of the park if we want. Like, they could get on here and then exit over there. And then maybe be like, well, you know what? I'm hungry after all. Let's go get some Chief Beef. Because really, we're not in the business of making people have fun. We're in the burger selling business. Okay, so I think this was roughly the right idea. But it's a little confusing because the entrance is on the bottom side here, where you see the lineups. So it almost feels like, you know, we'd rather have it like this. But we can work around this. Oh, we made 1,500 bucks this month. And when the challenges start flowing in, we should pretty easily be able to make this happen. So The most important thing, after we place this, first off, that was expensive, but we want our entrance to be like here, and our exit to be here. That way they exit easily, and the queue can be longer if we want it to be. And we might start doing like priority pass stuff at this point as well. There you go. So there's the exit. Connect the entrance to path. We don't want the queue to be ridiculously long, but this is almost by virtue of the fact that it is our only roller coaster. This is going to be the most popular ride in the park. But the good thing about roller coasters versus, you know, the whirly rig is that it should be pretty fast for people to ride it. And honestly, that's... First off, I'll take the $3 loss on that one to make this more symmetrical. That's a pretty sensible queue. It already has a good scenery, or an okay scenery rating. I'm going to go down to speed 1, by the way, because there's no reason we should be, you know, spending money right now for no reason. And then I'm going to try to build our queue, our exit over here. As ridiculous... Nah... Actually, you know what? I do think it's the right call. And the reason I think that is because it allows me to funnel them back into the park instead of leaving them at the exit. And I just think that that's good. You know, those are good people management skills, really. You should be able to do that. And then there you go. And also, I think this does amp up the thrill factor of the roller coaster. Yes, that's correct. Sometimes the pathing can still be a little finicky. Okay, so now you should successfully be able to walk over the roller coaster. Dope. And now people on the roller coaster are going to be, holy shit, there's people above us. That's crazy. 10 out of 10. Now we place it down like that, and it's not just an exit. This can now become, like, emblematic of our theme park. People are still going to have to walk through the exit of the whirly rig to do this, but that's, honestly... fine by me. So now they're kind of funneled back into this area of the park, and if they want to leave, they have to walk around. So test the ride, please. And you know what? We might as well ride it. I don't know if we've ever ridden this one ourselves, so let's put ourselves in the ride camera there. Finally, you know, 2 episodes in, we're going to actually ride a roller coaster. I assure you, my custom coaster is going to blow this out of the water. It's going to make us $5 million a month. But for now, this will do. This may not have 2 inversions, it may just have the 1. Like, obviously, a loop is an inversion, but I kind of thought... I was like, you're getting inverted there, but you're not getting inverted there. Alright, I mean, as roller coasters go, it's not the most intense coaster I've ever ridden in my life, but it's at least a start. In order to, you know, make people a little bit happier to be at the park. Look at the... Oh, watch your head! The black suit's coming. Yeah, okay, so it's good to go. It's not going to be called the Madness. This one's going to be called, this is Spaghetti Island. Because it looks like it's all twisted up like spaghetti. I'm not going to call it freaking Fusilli Island. Don't be Fusilli. Alright, the problem is, people are now going to be diverted into like 2 different directions when they enter and... You know, they come into the park, but let's see. Yeah, people are loving it. Jim Cramer style Mad Money. Obviously, ooh, I didn't mean to pause it there. Obviously not 2 inversions, so that's a bummer. The other thing that's worth noting is that this ride is actually pretty inefficient because of the fact that it only has 2 cars running at any given time. The hyper coaster that I made is lovely in that regard. Because it has, like, the ability for, like, 40 people to ride it at once. So, you know what? Let's stop shitting and get off the pot. That doesn't make any sense. I'm going to research hypercoasters if they'll allow me to. Dangling Delights, free spinning, all about airtime. I think it was all about airtime. So it's actually quite expensive. It's going to take us 3 months at $1,000 per month. It might even take us 3.5. Oh, Debt Crazy's been fixed. Challenge available. Raise average guest happiness to 80%. That does not seem inconceivable to me. Average guest happiness is pretty good. The only thing that's bad is there's not enough rides still for people to be super excited. So I think we should invest in some scenery, and hopefully that'll raise guest happiness a little bit. I know that I'm like, yeah, let's invest in some scenery, and then like the queue rating doesn't even go up at all. Actually, you know what? There's actually blueprints that we can use here that are not that expensive. For example, Pirate Camp, 149 bucks. Put that Pirate Camp right here. How do people feel about this now? Great, the queue for Spaghetti Island looks quick. Josephine, I wasn't talking to you, okay? There's a 42% queue rating now. Let's go back to scenery. Pirate Skirmish, relatively cheap. And we'll be like, you know what? Don't be ashamed to get in line. We got a whole little Pirate Skirmish going on right here. And then we got the Redcoat Skirmish coming in the other direction. And sure, that cost us like half a month's profit. But at the same time, queue rating is now 96%. And considering this is like the flagship of our park right now because of the fact that, you know, the rest of our rides are Madrina's Wild Ride and Debt Crazy, is not really a big surprise. So honestly, the park's going pretty well right now. We need our research to be done. Lara Croft's hang glider is broken down. This is why you hire the mechanics, so that we can have, so that we can deal with that, basically. Do we want to start making priority passes? Let's try. I think we might have to pause in order to get the priority pass going. In which case it would be sort of secondary. No, it's still open. Okay. So place the priority pass entrance like... you know what? It's going to be a little bit of a bummer. Because there's no place for us to build the entrance and exit to. Like, I don't know if I can build the path under that. I can certainly build it under the staircase, but... Yeah, okay, you know what? Disregard. We don't need to enable the priority pass. Hang glider's been fixed. Good. Disable priority pass. In the future, we'll try to build our queues smarter than this. Because that's not the right way to handle things. People may throw up when they get off this ride, so you know the deal. You throw like a little bin in the custom. I hate when you hit custom, you gotta refill the search bar, but that's okay. We also, I don't know, maybe we want to have like a chief beef or something in the area when they get off the ride. 'Cause, you know, it's a pretty long walk just to get dumped off, you know, back here. I think our profits have been cut into a little bit this month because of the fact that rides have had some downtime. Average guest happiness has got to be getting close to 80%. In fact, maybe when the month ticks over, that'll happen, and then it'll just give us the money. And then we're in a... Oh, there we go. We already got it. So there's $1,000 for us. We could build another roller coaster right away. Like they have... Where am I here? Coasters, that's right. We could build Grendel. And I actually think that financially it's not a bad idea. We could also build a custom coaster, but I really only want to build a custom coaster. Oh, insufficient funds? Even though it's $4,000? I really just want to build my coaster next. And it's going to cost us, it's something like $10K to build. So it's going to be a little ridiculous on that front. But we could invest more money in marketing and research. And honestly, I think that's probably what we should do next. So we're going to go to research, and let's start researching some more easy rides that we can add. A crazy classic. That seems perfect. Let's add that. We're spending $1,500 a month. That seems roughly appropriate to me. And then because we do make money on ticket sales, let's spend a little money on marketing. And first, let's see who spends the most money in our park right now. Teen groups. Teen groups spend the most money in our park, and they need a little bit more in the drink department here. Okay, so we'll just very quickly go start marketing campaign, and we'll get poster campaigns. $1,000 a month. Teenagers are gonna come here, and the idea is that it pays for itself. Made a lot of money, and actually our park rating went way up there. So things are going pretty well, at least for now. Teens are not fully satisfied, just in general, but also with the amount of drinks. And if we're gonna market our park to teenagers, we should try to fill their needs, and get one more Cosmic Cow milkshake opened up here. But we wanted to appeal to the teenage demographic, so obviously, like, it can't just be called Cosmic Cow milkshakes. This has got to be called, hey, extreme milk shooters. That might not be the right kind of name for a family-friendly situation, but you get the idea. I need the bathroom after extreme milk shooters. That doesn't seem surprising. Honestly, this ride's getting a little older, so we should have you inspect that every 20 minutes, I think, instead of every 30 minutes. And we lost money this month. Well, you know what? We're losing money on research. We're losing money on marketing. This is okay to start with, because the idea is, you know, the posters go out. You got to buy the posters. That's a cost. You put them up, then the money starts to roll in. So there might be a little bit of a lag time associated with that. We do need more rides, but really, like, the next thing, I'm waiting for the hyper coaster, okay? I'm waiting for the hyper coaster. And in terms of, like, what the future of this park is, probably we build this out further, and then this becomes like Rollercoaster Alley, where we got like a bunch of, you know, sweet extreme roller coasters that are gonna make Michael A. L. Fox poop his pants. By the way, that's like something I also want to talk about in like the future of this series is that, you know, you can upload your blueprints for custom coasters to the Steam Workshop. So I want to see Mike's coasters. I want to see Kate's coasters. I want to see Mathis's coasters, Nick's coasters, download them, put them in my own park, and hopefully if they, you know, don't cause financial ruin, that'll be a lot of fun. For now, though, that was my timer. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.